rather than respecting the American people and having an honest, at least partial conversation about what we had all seen, we were told immediately, these are not the droids you're looking for.
He has a stutter.
He hasn't debated in 4 years.
He was almost over-prepared.
You know, the president traveled 6 time zones forward to G7, and he was also continued to do his presidential duties. And also he had a cold. He was jet-lagged.
He'd been home for almost 2 weeks. He was jet-lagged? How big is that f***ing jet?
That's occasional comedian and man just barely seeing outside of the cave, Jon Stewart, excoriating Democrats and the media for lying about Joe Biden's mental decline. Welcome to Nerk News, I'm Nerkish, and normie liberals have been on a roller coaster ride lately. First, they discover that their political candidate is senile. Then they're told not to worry about it and that he's as strong as ever, only for him to turn around and announce that he's dropping out in a letter with a signature that social media is calling questionable.
For a campaign based on honesty and decency, the spin about the debate appears to be blatant bullshit. And the redemption tour hasn't gone that much better, whether it's been on the radio.
I'm proud to be, as I said, the first vice president, first black woman, served with a black president.
Yes, Queen. Or whether the president is on prompter and fired up.
Well, let me say this as clearly as I can. I'm staying in the race. I'll beat Donald Trump. I will beat him again in 2020.
I gotta tell you, somehow, confusion with confidence is even more unsettling. Or when the president sat down with George Stephanopoulos to prove once and for all how cogent he is and to film a bronzer ad. Orange man good? None of this was reassuring.
Yeah, and it's never going to be reassuring, John. I mean, at this point, I'm honestly baffled by how Democrats can put their faith in a party that openly lied to them about the state of their candidate for so long. And if there was any credibility left in the media, this should have led to a series of serious questions about who's running the White House. How long has Joe been in this state? Why the sudden change of heart? And if he doesn't think he's fit to run for re-election, why is he still in office? You know, basic journalism.
And we're told that the threat of Trump is so great and the stakes are so high that even bringing up these absolutely legitimate concerns about the president's ability to do the most vigorous job in the world for the next 4 years is enabling fascism. Yet even the president doesn't seem particularly alarmed.
If you stay in and Trump is elected and everything you're warning about comes to pass, how will you feel in January?
I feel as long as I gave it my all and I did the goodest job as I know I can do. That's what this is about.
That's not what this is about! There are no participation trophies in endgame democracy. Oh, yes. I remember FDR saying, well, if the Nazis take over Europe, at least both teams had fun. And it's really troubling as this new information has been introduced. We just learned about this, and now we're all being told, well, you should have thought of that before you knew it.
We can't go against the will of the voters. Democrats who voted in all 50 states in the primary, that is who they want to be their nominee.
He's the nominee because millions and millions of people voted for him to be our nominee.
And he will be our nominee. End of story.
Get on board or shut the f*** up is not a particularly compelling pro-democracy bumper sticker.
You know, what he just said there is really telling. That Democrats just found out about Joe's decline. I mean, this is nothing new. Conservatives have been screaming about it for years. The reason the left is just now finding out about it is because establishment news has been running cover for Democrats while accusing Trump of being a danger to democracy. And now that the media has played its role of pivoting and putting enough pressure on Biden to drop out, Which path do you think they're going to return to? Will they maintain the level of scrutiny they had for Democrats since the debate? Or will they shift into attacking Trump for his age and gaslighting you about Kamala Harris being a buffoon? Based on reporting since the announcement, I think the answer is pretty clear. But let me know what you think. Did Joe Biden actually make the decision to drop out? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That stuff really does help us out. Until then, this has been Nerk News. Thanks for watching. Bye!